Residents in D.C., we got to keep y'all up to date on what's happening in D.C. We're going to go a couple different politics subjects, and then we're going to get over to the money. All right? We got to address this Howard situation because everybody is complaining about Howard and all of that. All right? Y'all ready? Let's continue. So this is residents in D.C. And people in D.C. talking about what they feel and what their experience is. And I found a couple of clips that help y'all to understand what's happening on the ground. Let's get into it.
Having extra security, I think it's a good thing. I mean, you want to feel safe when you're out and about, especially females.
Tonight's Red Hot video. A D.C. resident praises President Trump's extra security in the nation's capital, saying it's good to want to feel safe, especially as a woman. FBI Director Kash Patel today highlighting the Bureau's Capitol cleanup. Reporting 29 arrests for charges including DUI, drug offenses, assault, destruction of property, and more. Patel says overall federal partners, there were 69 arrests last night, bringing the arrests to 380 total since Trump's cleanup operation started last week. The D.C. Police Union also releasing crime stats since federal law enforcement became involved. Robbery is down 46%. Carjacking down 83%, car theft down 21%, violent crime overall down 22%, and all crime down 8%.
So let me ask y'all a question. If one life is saved, if one person is saved that would not have been saved, because now we got a gun off the streets, we got people that was arrested that should have never been free in the first place. We got a different culture that we're promoting. We got changes that we're implementing. If one person was saved, is it worth it? We ain't going to talk about the 380 arrests. We're not going to talk about all of the guns that they were moving off the streets. We're not going to talk about the illegal migrants that they arrested. I want to just ask a basic question. If one life is saved, because y'all the ones that told us that Black Lives Matter. What? Wait. Y'all told us that Black Lives mattered. Trump said, I agree with you, so let me go ahead and protect them and ensure that they will live to see another day so that they don't have to bury their loved ones and get a GoFundMe going on. So if Trump agreed with you, now you're rejecting it because you're saying that I don't like the way it makes me feel when I see police officers standing on the street that is not bothering me, but that will arrest me if I do something that I'm not supposed to do in order to save my life. All of these other politicians told you that your lives mattered, and then they continue to do the thing that was allowing for your life to be in jeopardy and in danger. I wonder how many lives is saved as a result of this. You got to send it to me, Christy Arnold. I haven't heard of it. I believe that there's plenty of lives that's been saved. Carjacking is down 83%. 83%. That is you pulling up to a stoplight or a stop sign and somebody getting in front of you with the mask on or multiple different people and they said, get out the car. Keep your hands up. Give me your cell phone. Give me your wallet. Give me your keys. Give me everything. I believe, personally, my belief is that most Black people, which is completely different from Black culture, most Black people actually don't want to say it out loud because they don't want to become lepers in their friends group and they don't want to be uncomfortable at Thanksgiving dinner that's going to be coming up in November. I believe most people, Black people in particular, actually appreciate Trump. Now, when I say Black people, I'm talking about people that go to work every day, that don't want their cars stolen, that's not selling drugs in the community, that actually wants to better their life, and they actually can appreciate the fact that their children is not going to be under duress inside of their neighborhood. I believe that most black people who are upstanding citizens actually was waiting for the day and never thought that it would come that they actually was able to go outside and not have to worry about crime or a dope boy on their corner selling drugs. Now that don't mean that they gonna switch their vote because it's hard for us to just go ahead and rock out and say, you know what, you was right. That's hard. That's a hard thing to do with us. It's a difficult thing to do with us when we can come the minute that you wake up and you say, you know what, I was off on this. You know what? I should have never been in that space in the first place. You know what? I do want a safer community. I'm going to go ahead and switch over. Because I ain't got to say you got to switch over to being conservative because you already conservative. And you don't know. You believe in strong families. You don't want men in women's bathrooms. You don't want people saying that they can dress like you and then call themselves a girl when they were biologically a man. You believe in making sure that your children get a decent education. You don't want to be overly taxed. All of those things is basically the blueprint and the foundation of America. You don't want illegal migrants coming in and taking over and taking your tax dollars in order to do so. These are not radical things. These are the principles of what it takes to classify yourself as conservative. You already call yourself a Christian. You're already conservative. Why are you voting Democrat if you are a conservative? You don't believe in crime in your neighborhood. Your husband goes to work every day so that he can ensure that you got a safe car that you can get into. Why would you be a liberal? Why would you think that people could just do whatever it is that they want to do when they want to do it to you? You're a conservative and you don't even want to admit it because it's going to upset your friends that have a bullnose ring and you don't want to do that. You don't want to do it. You don't want to be called a house N word. You don't want to be called a C word. You don't want to be called out of your. Well, I've been called worse by less. I've been in better places. I've been, me, I've been kicked out of better places. I have. I've been kicked out of better places. I certainly have. The last thing that I'm going to worry about is a broke nigga telling me something and I'm going to get offended by it. When the last time, hey, hold on. Ladies, just a question. I know most of y'all, especially the bad ones, the ones that got a halfway decent shape, go to the gym, pretty smile, went to the dentist the other day, all of that. I know for a fact, most of y'all been called out of your name because you turned down the guy that wanted to talk to you. Fuck you. How many of y'all have heard this? Ladies, how many of y'all have heard this one? What's up, sweetheart? What's your name? Oh, man, you looking good. Oh, you know what? Let me get your number and let me call you. I'm okay. I got a man. Oh, but I don't see no ring on your finger. Oh, I got a boyfriend. No, thank you. I'm saying you're not going to turn around. You're not going to turn around at least and acknowledge me. You're not going to talk to me. Smile. Smile, sweetheart. What you looking sad for? Smile, baby. Are you just going to walk away? You know what? Fuck you then, bitch. You then, bitch. You've been kicked out of classier places. You used to getting called out of your name anyway. What's the harm in just taking one more L? You know what I'm saying, Monique? F you ain't that cute anyway. You might listen. You're used to this. You expect it sometimes. Some of y'all wear a ring and you ain't even close to being married. You just wear it just so you can try to have some level of a repellent. It still ain't gonna stop them. They don't care about your ring. Okay, so I see the ladies in the chat. They understand what it feels like to get called out of their name. So then that means that you shouldn't be worried about getting called a coon or getting called a house wench, a bed wench, because you vote conservative. I'll give y'all another clue. You know what's so awesome about being a conservative and voting differently? Nobody even has to know that you're a conservative and that you're voting differently. You don't even got to announce it. You don't even got to announce it. Y'all so used to getting called pick-me's. Y'all done got called out of your name since you was 5 years old. You little whore. You little fast thing. All the way up until now. Fuck you then, bitch. You ain't that cute anyway. Ain't you used to it? You might as well do it for don't do it. Don't get called out of your name just because you cute. Get called out of your name because you actually stand for something. See, that would be that's why I can't run for office, because my slogan would be go ahead and get called out of your name for a good cause. That's my slogan. Listen, we gonna get called out of our name anyway. Don't worry, they call me out of my name all the time. Oh, you think you better than us? Oh, you just want to be like white people. You a sellout. You a coon. You this, you that. You doing it for the white tea establishments. You must be married to a white woman. We used to it. We are used to it. We might as well do it for a good cause, right? Might as well do it for a good cause. If I'm going to get called out of my name, it's going to be because I'm doing something good. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
President Trump today touting the successful crackdown on crime in the nation's capital.
We went from the most unsafe place anywhere to a place that now friends are calling me up, Democrats are calling me up, and they're saying, sir, I want to thank you. My wife and I went out to dinner last night for the first time in 4 years, and Washington, D.C. is safe, and you did that in 4 days. The press says, he's a dictator, he's trying to take over. No, all I want is security for our people. But people that haven't gone out to dinner in Washington, D.C. in 2 years are going out to dinner, and the restaurants the last 2 days were busier than they've been in a long time.
Chris, taking in the metro, I have noticed the difference on the metro, but you, as one of our resident denizens of DC proper, how's it been?
Well, honestly, it is noticeable. And it's pretty much everywhere you go. You're driving through the city. You're going to stop somewhere for lunch or to shop or for dinner. Look, again, the solution that the Democrats came up with long ago for homelessness is to recognize that these people are mentally ill or addicted to drugs and to throw them out on the street to fend for themselves, to scratch and scrounge, borrow and steal and beg every day to get enough to eat, then find some place to go to the bathroom, then find some place to sleep tonight, and eventually they die and we go get their bodies. And President Trump has decided maybe they need treatment for drug addiction or for alcoholism. Maybe they need to actually have shelter and be taken off the sidewalks of the street. And these tent cities, the Bidenvilles that grew up all over the city, down by the Kennedy Center and along the river and Georgetown and by the State Department, a huge one. And we're turning into an impoverished city in India, in the empire. And President Trump, bam, and the park police cleaned it up like that. And the crime stats, obviously great news. But you've got Democrats out there fighting against them. There was a woman that ran for city council in D.C. last year, was out on...
Slick Boss says, don't believe it. We need proof of what's happening on the street, Slick Boss. You need proof of what's happening on the streets. You know what I anticipated? I anticipated that something like this would be coming up and that something like this would happen. And so what I decided to do was make sure that I proactively put you in a position to actually see it a little bit differently. And so I like to watch this guy. His name is Nick Shirley, and he's always on the streets trying to find out what's going on, whether it be in the elections or, exactly what's happening. And so I decided to go ahead and pull up one of his videos as a reference point so that we can find out exactly what's going on in the daytime and the nighttime. All right, Slick Boss, let's go ahead and see what he had to say.
Just went down, and now who knows what's going to happen tonight.
As the sun went down, federal law enforcement with the local police joined together to do checkpoints throughout the city.
Right here we do have the police, and then we also have, we got Homeland Security as well, HSI.
Yeah, we're just helping these guys. We're just trying to get some drugs and guns off the street, that's it.
Yeah. It seems like they're stationing these guys outside the Wawas and the CVS's here in downtown, as those are primarily spots that are open at night where shoplifting may occur. They're going around just patrolling the city.
I then followed some sirens and it led me to the first arrest of the night.
Looks like right here they're arresting a homeless man, getting him off the street. What's going on right here?
This man is being arrested.
For what did he do? What did he do?
We're hearing that he was distributing narcotics.
Okay, so they're getting a drug dealer off the street.
I don't want to characterize him. I don't know.
All right, they're arresting this guy right here. They say, that guy just said he was arrested for narcotics, so he's either a homeless man or a drug dealer here on the streets. And now he's being taken by, it looks like we got the police and Secret Service. There you have in the bag whatever he was selling. They put it in the bag. So he was indeed selling drugs. So they are getting criminals and drug dealers off the streets. We're just a few blocks away from the White House, and somebody has obviously been caught selling drugs on the streets. Now he's being taken off the streets. Right now we have the FBI, the police, Secret Service. We got about 8 agents out here right now, and there is the bag right there with all the money and the drugs that he was selling on the streets.
Here's an up-close look at all the money the guy had, and as this guy was getting arrested, after he had been arrested, a protester showed up and went absolutely crazy on law enforcement.
Oh, they were right.
What else do y'all want to see? How else do y'all want to see it? What else do y'all want? If this is not the very thing that I tell y'all that is happening on the streets, and then you have a white apologist. Shout out to Robert Banks. I appreciate you for the Cash App. I'm definitely going to be reading that shortly. Then you have the white apologists that come in that know nothing. They don't know that the man is with drugs, or either he homeless. Either way, he needs to be off the streets, because you can't have drugs and or be homeless. Either you need treatment, or you need jail, or you need a little bit of both in order to get your life together. But we can't have regular citizens that are being harassed and basically all of these type of things that are infiltrating our streets, especially in the black community. And right after that, you see a white apologist just pull up, and that's when they start to scream with their no. Now she's probably gonna go back to wherever it is that she came from at the end of the night so that she can get a good 8 hours of rest. Because you have to be a person that either is getting paid or you got to be doing something to have resources. If you are on the street, dog, do you know how much of a degenerate you have to be as a human being in the inside to be on the streets of DC at night, harassing people that are doing their job to keep people safe as a woman? Could you imagine your girl or a woman saying, hey, you know what? I'm about to go get my bullhorn and go find police officers and make sure that I yell at them and protest against them. What kind of man would allow for his woman to be out on the streets of DC at night doing some stuff like this?
Oh, they were right.
I believe that most people, most Democrats and most people that consider themselves liberal, I think that they need to honestly go through a health check. They got to go through a health check, bro. They got to go through a health check.
This lady just arrived and she is screaming in the megaphone. I wonder if she knows that they just arrested a drug dealer off the streets of Washington, D.C. I understand. People could be honest. Wow, she's going hard. Wow, wow, you got a loud voice.
Traitors! Fuck ICE! Fuck Custom Patrol the border! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Wow, she just came right in here. This lady is an angry woman.
Stay away from homeless people! You fascist fuck! Get out!
Oh my word. This lady has some sort of...
As she continued to follow the feds out, she just got louder and louder.
So, like I said, I'm just here to make sure that you guys are aware of what is happening in these streets.